What's up guys, Gavin here, and today I will be reacting to the new power rankings for the NFL. So, to start off, if we look at the power rankings presented by ESPN, we have the Los Angeles Rams, number 1, and if you saw the video last night, I personally agree. I think that the Rams are the best team in the NFL right now. They showed that when they beat the Bucks. They showed that when they beat the Bears. They showed that when they had the game-winning drive against the Colts. They can compete with anybody, and that they can win in any given situation. And I think that the Rams rightfully deserve number 1 this week. Then we got Bucks at number 2. I agree with this, even though the Bucks did not look good against the Rams. I personally think that they will bounce back, and I think that they will end up the second best team in the NFL. I believe that they have shown that they are the second best team in the NFL, and that they are going to do amazing things. And then we have the Bucks at the Bills at 3. I personally agree with this. I feel like the Bills were like the Packers, and they just had one bad game, but they are back to form again. And I feel like after destroying the Dolphins and then destroying the football team, I think that they're back to form where they were last year. And I think Kansas City Bills is matching up to be an actual AFC championship rematch here in the next few weeks. Number 4, we have the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers, I feel like, deserve this ranking after taking down the 49ers on the road. I feel like that showed that the Packers are back in business, and that the Packers can also win in any given situation. Yes, they had a bad week 1 outing, but I feel like they have redeemed themselves. I feel like they've redeemed themselves since then with their last 2 victories over the Lions and the 49ers. Las Vegas Raiders 3-0. I too agree with this. I believe that beating the Ravens in week 1, then going to Pittsburgh and beating Pittsburgh in week 2, convincingly beating Pittsburgh in week 2, and then going and beating that Miami Dolphins defense, I believe that the Raiders rightfully deserve 5th in the rankings. Then we have the Browns at 6. I personally agree with this, as even though they did lose to the Chiefs in week 1, they still played very well against the Chiefs, and they came out and had a good lead. They just needed to finish out the game strong. And then they went and beat Houston in week 2, convincingly beating Houston. And then they beat the defense, just trucked Justin Fields, and they were able to score on the Bears defense, which is still a really good defense. I personally think that the Cleveland Browns are the 6th best team, and then the Baltimore Ravens, I feel like maybe the Cardinals and Chargers might be slightly better than them right now, but 7 isn't too bad of a ranking. I mean, they still did beat the Chiefs. They still went toe-to-toe with the Raiders, and they had that crazy win over the Lions. And the Lions game is kind of why I feel like they should be below the Cardinals and Chargers, but I still agree that they're a top 10 team, and I feel like they'll probably play like that. So yeah, I feel like we should just look to it that the Cardinals will be in good shape, and the Ravens, excuse me, and I feel like they will have they have a big test coming up in Denver, and we will truly know if they're a top 10 team in the NFL if they can take down the Broncos in Denver. Cardinals 3-0. I certainly do agree with this. I mean, number 8. I do agree that they've shown that they're a top 10 team. They've taken down the Titans. They held them to 13 points. Then they went and had a shootout in Arizona against the Vikings, who were the best 0-2 team at that time. And then They fridge. Then they go and take down Jacksonville, though Jacksonville did kind of hand the game over to them in that second half with the pick six. But I still feel like the Cardinals are showing that they are a better team than they were last year, and I'm liking where this team is going. Chargers at number 9. I feel like Chargers should be actually in that 6th or 7th spot, maybe. Maybe they could be up with the Cleveland, actually, in my opinion, because I feel like going into Arrowhead and taking down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs is amazing. And that defense was able to pick off Mahomes twice. And I feel like Justin Herbert is trying to become the best quarterback in that division. I feel like Justin Herbert will eventually become a top 5 quarterback. He's certainly in the top 10 right now. Will probably crack that top 5 here pretty quickly. And I think that he and Patrick Mahomes will have quite the rivalry for many years to come. And I think that if anybody can throw 4 touchdowns, 281 yards with 26 for 38, I feel like you are certainly a top 10 team. And I really think that the Chargers, if they beat the Raiders next week, they deserve to be in the top 5 in the NFL Power Rankings. We'll find out next Monday night whether or not that they will be the top, but I certainly agree with this. Kansas City, still in the top 10. I certainly agree with that. I feel like they just had a little bit of a slump. First of all, I mean, the Baltimore Ravens game, it certainly didn't help that Patrick Mahomes threw that interception. They probably would have won had he not. And then against the Chargers, they just got outplayed. I feel like the Chiefs will still be a top 10 team, though, in the finish. Probably will make it back into the top 5, maybe. Though I feel like they are beginning to show their mortality in the division of the AFC West. And the Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are not going away anytime soon. I feel like they will all be there to stay with Kansas City, but we will still see where Kansas City is at. I can't remember who they play next week. Let's take a look at them really quick. They will take on the Eagles next week, so that might be able to be a bounce-back game for them. And then the 49ers dropped to 11. I'm not sure about this one. I feel like the 49ers should have certainly stayed in the top 10 if they were able to compete with the Packers so well. But I guess there's so many teams that could be in the top 10, right? So the 49ers, they'll look to bounce back next week as they take on the Seahawks at home, which should be a good one. Looks like it's in the 2 o'clock slate next Sunday. Panthers at 12. I agree with this. I feel like they'll probably climb up the rankings if they continue to win. They do have a big test against the Cowboys, though, next week. Though if they beat the Cowboys, they'll certainly rise in. And then we have the Broncos, Cowboys, and Saints, Titans, Seahawks, Bengals, Patriots, and Minnesota making that your top 20. And then as I scroll down, right now, I think I do agree with these rankings. And then if we go and look at the bottom, 31 and 32 are the Jets and Jaguars are 31 and Jets are 32. I agree with that. I certainly agree that they are the bottom 2 teams, but they should hopefully Wilson and Lawrence will get things turning around. And I don't know if I agree that the Lions should be number 30. I certainly think that they have room to grow from that. But I feel like the Lions are showing that they are competitive. They can compete a little more. But somebody has to round it out. I mean, we don't know quite the identity of every team yet coming up. I feel like the Lions are better than the Bears, though. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the Lions are winless right now, so I guess you can't argue with that. But yeah, these are my thoughts on the rankings. What do you guys think of the new power rankings of the NFL? Let me know down below. We should certainly have an interesting week next week, and I'm sure that the rankings are going to change drastically next week. But yeah, these are my thoughts so far. Hope you guys enjoy this. How can I improve? What content would you like to see? Let me know down below, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye.